Good. How y'all been?
I've been good.
Yeah. You see our two sons, Jason and JT, going one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our grown adult twins, even though they're a year apart. Yo,
You mean Jaylen and JT?
Yeah, what'd I say?
You said Jason and JT.
Oh, right. Yep,
Jaylen
Jaylen and
Brown,
JT.
Jason
Jaylen and JT. Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we got a beautiful 1-2 punch. Yeah, I swear, like we got we think of like the great 2-guard, small forward combos in history.
Yeah.
And we've got the best young duo ever.
Yeah.
Already, I think we've got the best young duo in terms of first, not even 5 seasons yet.
Yeah. Like the biggest challenge is gonna be just keeping them together, because usually teams fumble this shit mad easily. I feel like when they get those type of I'm not saying that they're Jordan and Pippen or some shit like that, but that's another shooting guard, but small forward duo.
Yeah.
And it's like usually they might get them. Jordan and Pippen, I bring them up because they're the last ones I feel like I can think of that were actually drafted. You know what I mean? Drafted by that team. Exactly. Not like one or the other came over in free agency or this, that, and the third. But it's like we can legit have these two for a total of 7 years for Jaylen and 7 years for JT. So it's only a year apart. So we can have them really together for 6 years. And this is year 3, you know? So the next 3 years is going to be nuts. Yeah. Like this end of this year and then 3 more years we're going to have them once Jason signs that fucking incredible extension that's gonna we gotta trade Gordon. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to trade him, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna be the odd man out.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but
we're gonna get a lot for him too.
I mean, you think so?
We're gonna get a lot for Gordon Hayward. He's still very serviceable in the NBA.
Yeah, but I mean
I think he's going to come back better. And he's already, and if you watched him this season, I felt like this is how he should have played his first season with us had it not been for that injury. In terms of his pace, scoring with the team and everything, I felt like this season was his first full season back in terms of being healthy and being in that productive Gordon Hayward again. So after this year, if we have to let him go, then whichever team picks him up, I think they're going to be picking up a solid guy for another 4 seasons.
Yeah.
But his trajectory,
right? Because the thing is that like it's like there's his play and then there's the business side of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, his play.
Side we can't afford it.
Right? Yeah, but not only we can't afford it. I mean, in the sense of like one team is gonna a lot of teams are gonna evaluate his play differently. Yeah, he's been on his way back, but he also got hurt again this season and was out for a month. And then had to come back, had to get it back into that. And then
was that a hand injury?
Yeah, he broke his hand.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like it's another thing. Like, yo, do we want to invest in? Also, we don't have him that many years. You know what I mean? Like he has this one. I think if you trade for him, you're only getting a year of Gordon Hayward after this because it's like he picks up the player option after next year.
After next season.
Yeah. Okay. I believe so. So it's like you'll get him for a year and then he'll have a player option. So it's like, how much can the Celtics really get for a team when you can't guarantee that you're going to have Gordon Hayward for over a year? You know what I mean? And it's not like he's...
Yeah, but I think Gordon Hayward would be in a position where he'd be willing to sign an extension with any team he got traded to.
Right.
The team was ready to pay him a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's a caveat there. Because it isn't like this is Gordon Hayward pre-injury. Where, no, you can't take that risk with Gordon because he's going to go to free agency no matter what. No. Gordon Hayward knows he's in a position, I only got 1 year left here, and they're already trying to give me money. And I only got one more deal left in me anyways, whether I was in top shape, whatever. You know, I think, I don't know.
Who's giving?
We'll see.
Yeah. I'm trying to picture a team that would.
The Knicks.
Yeah, but, I mean, Gordon Hayward's 31. Mm-hmm. He's 31. He's ever since he signed with the Celtics, he's had 1 full season in 4. Like projecting, it's 3 years now. He's had 1 full season. That was a season coming back last year, which he just wasn't himself. Of course, we saw glimpses, and then he got hurt again, and then he started coming back.
Washed in the playoffs.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He gave us glimpses this season, but he gave us glimpses. But I like if I'm a team. I'm not, I'll trade for him, but I'm not giving the Celtics like a lot for Gordon Hayward. To me, and also I wouldn't want to take a lot. I just want his numbers off the books. I just want that contract off the books. If we can trade away Gordon Hayward, and granted, I love Gordon Hayward. It's not like I don't like him. It's just that contract is way too much. If we can re-sign him to an extension and cut his salary down, I'm all for keeping Gordon Hayward. But at that, man, that nigga's making like $30 million a year, like $30 million plus, and it's only getting more and more every year. Yeah. You know, and it's like, dog, we can't, not for like when we had JT on these years on rookie contracts. We had Jaylen all until next year after 4 years of Jaylen Brown on a rookie contract, and they've been more productive than you. You know, and yeah, he's been most productive in fucking making kids during this time. You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect. I love Gordon Hayward, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. But anyway, Episode 11. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. I'm glad we got here. Fucking.
If we are here.
Yeah. That's the real question, right?
It's an evil world we live in.
See, like I said, we gotta get Alec headphones because he doesn't even hear this shit. Like
the X-Files.
Yeah, like you might hear from my headphones. But yeah, if we even are here, bro, and like that's what this whole episode's about, because like it all stemmed from the Epstein shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like so much things happen, and it's like this unexplainable shit happens, and when we get to in our conspiracy bag, we can go into mad, you know, over the top shit, mad like cerebral shit, mad. But some conspiracies are based in reality. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's just crazy shit that we see. It's like, how do we point out a conspiracy that's happening right in front of us? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like with the Epstein shit.
Yeah. I mean, in particularly, like when you look at that whole Epstein situation, you gotta think to yourself, okay, tell me when what I'm saying becomes outrageous.
Yeah. Like you couldn't.
Let me start, okay? There are men and women in our society who are what we refer to as pedophiles. They like children. You know what the word pedophile means, okay? Right. These men and women naturally don't ever want to get caught. So these men and women will take whatever measures they can take to protect their identity. And they only want to associate with other men and women who are like themselves, who are also pedophiles. Mm-hmm. Now, with all that said, some of these people are some of the most richest and most powerful people in the world.
Yeah.
At what point am I saying that's so crazy about that? Now, that doesn't mean every celebrity out there is a pedophile. Like some people like to spin it and stuff like that, and every rich motherfucker out there who got a little bit of money is a pedophile. No. These are very specific cases with very specific names being brought up by very specific people in very specific states, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
The Loomies.
You know? So stop it with the noise for me anyways when it's like, oh, but it's deeper than what it is right now at the moment. Can it go a little bit deeper? Absolutely, I think it can. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And particularly when Ghislaine gets there. If she gets there.
Because that's what this shit started. Like all this shit started with that report talking about how they're moving Jaylen Maxwell from cell to cell and shit like that in the fear that she's gonna kill herself.
Which
nigga,
is
please.
A lot more dangerous than just keeping them in one cell.
On a one-to-one. By one-to-one meaning her like
one staff, one officer.
Yeah.
One corrections officer, one whatever. They rotate shifts.
Watching her the whole time.
You sit there with a notepad and you just watch them in their room, butt naked if they have to.
Nigga, please. I've never heard that type of shit in my life.
The idea of constant moves throughout the day involving different officers.
Yeah, constant opportunities for her to change hands and cross paths.
And with other inmates and what?
Yeah, it's like, and we were already on this train before. With the Epstein didn't kill himself shit. Yeah. We were already on the train before.
Even though, let me be very clear, I do think Epstein killed himself. But I would not be surprised at all if he didn't.
Gotcha.
And my only rationale, because me thinking that he killed himself, was when you're someone who's used to living that type of lifestyle for so long, prison's not for you, bro. the idea of knowing you're gonna be there forever, I think would drive a person, and Lord knows what the CEOs are doing.
But I remember you said that to me. And the only reason why that makes me believe that he did not kill himself is because if you are gonna kill yourself, you're about to end it, whatever. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you fucking throw all the cards on the table before you did it? Like, fuck it. I'm gonna do it, but I'm snitching on everybody.
But that's the thing, though.
You know what I mean?
My response to that is this: I think with Epstein, it's so deep that there's no one he could turn to snitch on because his circle is that circle people talk about. You know what I mean?
The Loomies, the Illuminati, though.
Not the Loomies. How the Mexican mafia do it?
That's what they're all the Illuminati, my nigga. It's all the Loomies. It's all the Loomies behind the, you know what I mean, behind the curtain, pulling the strings. You know what I mean? Like, but like they said in Rush Hour, man, behind every great crime is a white man, profiting. You know what I mean? Follow the white man. You know what I mean? And we thought we were following the white man with Epstein, but he's not the white man. He's, you know what I mean? He's not the dude. He's the in-between. Yeah, he's the in-between. Had us thinking that he was he's the fall guy. You know, but yeah, like we were on that train.
Let's be real here. The whole Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell situation, it's Pip and Madam from my point of view.
Yeah,
and that's it. It's that simple. These are the middle people that handle everything for all these different type of clientele, and Lord knows what the black book looks like. And I guarantee you, in those dynamics, Ghislaine's the one with the black book.
Yeah, probably.
Jeff wasn't holding on to stuff. And if he was holding on to stuff, he wasn't keeping track of it and stuff the way like a woman like Ghislaine would. Just my humble opinion.
But yeah, like we were on that train. Like people were on the conspiracy train with the Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself shit. People were on the conspiracy train when the Ghislaine Maxwell arrest happened, and then everyone's protect her, make sure because she got she has the black book. She's the person that's gonna be able to that's gonna spill whatever. And then you get the report comes out about them moving her from cell to cell in fear that she's gonna kill herself and some shit like that. Just really just like it's mad on the nose, just setting us up for that news. You know what I mean? Oh, Jaylen Maxwell hung herself in her cell this morning. Like setting us up for it. You know what I mean? And then people already started asking the question, like, what do you do when you see a conspiracy coming to fruition right in front of you? Mm-hmm. It's like, and people would be on other sides like, yo, do you really think that they would try to pull some shit, even though we're all watching? And like some people, and I'm of the same mindset, believe like, no, that's exactly when you do it.
Yeah.
When things sound so far-fetched that it can't even be true. Yep. You know what I mean? It's too on the nose. It's too like right there. When you catch somebody red-handed, it's kind of like you start questioning yourself. Like, did I really catch this person? Yep. This was supposed to be harder. You know what I mean? And it's like they're setting us up for that shit. And then when you add in, like I said, people were already on that train. And then when you add in the shooting in New Jersey, with the judge's son who got murdered, and the husband that got shot, and all that. Yeah, rest in peace. Because that shit, that is, me and Alec had a conversation about that last week about just like, about paranoia in even your own home. Remember? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and about us just like not like understanding like those little things that, anybody could just come up to my house. Yeah. The mailman just comes up to your house. The UPS guy, the Amazon guy, all these people just come up to your house, and a lot of times they come up to your front door and you don't even notice. You just wake up with a package on your thing.
Straight up. It was about 3 or 4 months ago. I'm sitting in the backyard of one of my friends' house. We're having a great conversation about life, and everything is just chilling, right? Enjoying ourselves. And out of nowhere, I look over my left shoulder, and boom. There's an Amazon delivery guy just standing there.
Yep. And I'm sleep, nigga.
Where the fuck did this man just come from?
You fucking sleep, nigga.
And I felt like he would have got you like Tony Soprano. Least 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because he was confused about where he was because he stopped there and was just looking down at his phone for about like a minute or so.
Sleep. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's just straight Soprano, like blackout. You know what I mean? And it's fucking, and it's weird, and it's something that like, in order to In order to just exist in our society, you just have to like kind of let go that these people are just around.
And these are isolated incidences at the end of the day. It's not every single day a federal judge gets targeted. And we still don't know ultimately particularly
what happened, who the actual target was. Maybe the and they found out that and when did we find out about the killer?
Yeah, homeboy killed himself, committed suicide in the passenger seat. The
killer committed suicide?
The killer committed suicide in the passenger seat of the car they found.
Come on.
How did they deem that it was suicide?
The gunshot wound to the...
it was a bullet to his head?
Bullet to his head.
In the passenger seat?
Yeah, that seems kind of random. I don't know about
See? You can't make... Like, dog, this shit is just getting like...
Yeah, for real.
Like, come on, dog. I'm not even a conspiracy dude.
The other guy, the other gentleman... I don't know, man. Read about it, man. Read about it, all right? Read about it, but I'm just saying the other guy who was a part of the case with this 72-year-old shooter, okay?
He was 72?
72 years old. Man. They found his not defendant, but lawsuit, whatever, litigator. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney. His whatever, dead from suicide as well.
Get the fuck out of here. When did they find him?
I don't know, man. Read about it. I don't know.
When did they find him?
Go online. This is all happening in 72 hours time span. Literally, from the time you hear about this to like probably by the time we're done recording this, there's going to be some new news about it. I guarantee you there'll be some new news about it. Because here's the thing. Here's the dynamics you guys have to understand here. And this is why people... and Trump goes into this thing with me as well, right? You have to understand who you're dealing with here. You're dealing with the dynamics of New York and New Jersey politics and law, okay? Like, so when someone like Trump speaks, I always keep in mind, like, this is a New York businessman.
Yeah.
So understand, whether you like it or not, you're dealing with a certain level of the mob here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or mob style, mob mentality.
Yeah, mob mentality.
Same thing goes for, like, everything I'm saying about New York, a place like Chicago.
Yeah.
The exact same type of thing. So when these wild stories happen like this, they only happen in places like this. You don't hear about federal judges and people like Epstein coming up out of, the Bible Belt.
Yeah, no.
No. Let's be real here. So with all this stuff that's going on, like the dynamics of it, you have this woman who's a federal judge who used to be a prominent attorney before she was a judge. Yeah. So Lord knows the type of relationship she had with people. Her husband, same type of thing. Yep. Could have been a judge himself if he wanted to, but no, decided to stay private. So now you have within the household private practice and public practice, which I have certain opinions about, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. I didn't even think about that.
So you love who you love, I guess, right? But ultimately, Lord knows the type of relationships these people had having to running around with these people. For all we know at the end of the day,
it could be nothing.
This could have been nothing, or this could have been a mob hit.
Yeah. This could have been,
for some dude she got in or out of prison 20 years ago. But it's just sad of all this. The saddest part is the son.
The son.
20 years old.
A kid. He killed, you know what I mean? Like, that was, when the story came out and there was a lot of flip-flopping of who was the one that passed away. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the initial report was son, and then I saw a conflicting report that it was a husband. And of course, you don't want to like wish death on someone, but you want to hope that if anyone, it wasn't the kid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then it come out it was the kid, and it's like, this story has a lot of elements, and it could be nothing. It could be something or it could be nothing. But all I'm saying, dog, you got to keep your third eye open, dog. You got to keep your third eye open because this shit is like, it's too on the nose, bro. It's too on the fucking nose. All this everything surrounding Trump in 4 years has just been straight House of Cards shit, bro. Mm-hmm. Straight House of Cards. Straight conspiracy, government shit, moving and shaking, quid pro quo, fucking I wash your hands, you wash mine type shit. And then eventually when you do that enough, and then you have such an idiot like him in the Oval Office, shit is gonna spill out. Cause he knows the one thing that you can always bet on is he's gonna rub somebody the wrong way. Mm. You know what I mean? And yeah. He's done so many people wrong, and he's done that it's gonna fucking burst. You know, it's gonna erupt.
Like when it was running for president, one of the things I really liked doing was like reading articles out of like New York, you know, retailers and stuff like that, magazines and newspapers, and reading the locals talk about him, like real actual local contractors who do business with him.
Yeah.
You know, they know Trump was there at the table when we negotiated this deal and he fucked us over.
Yep.
You know, these are all like real estate deals in particularly, you know, and it's just, it's stunning. But then when you learn how business gets done out there in general, okay. So it really is par for the course, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately, depending if you like doing business that way.
Yeah. I always wonder, man, like, you know, just like with the COVID-19, just like with COVID-19, there was this this push and pull of people that wanted to believe it or not believe it and things like that. And it's like, and it goes hand in hand to like with the whole thought process when it comes to conspiracy theories overall, you know, and even like with things like this or any conspiracy theory that you've thought of, it's like there's this like there's people that like dive deep into that shit, and there's people that kind of stay away from it. You know what I mean? And I try to like stay in the middle a little bit, but it's like I wonder like what leads people to tend to want to ignore things like that, or to, you know, is it like a personality thing? Is it like I don't know.
You're asking what leads people to ignore conspiracies?
Either way, like either ignore them or dive into them, or like what's the catalyst there? Is it just like the human nature of just trying to make sense of everything? You know, like
I think for like the ignore part, I feel like it's really easy to kind of dive into conspiracy theories and fall into that rabbit hole of constantly asking questions and constantly like questioning like even the most simplest of things.
Yeah.
But I feel like from what I've understood about conspiracy theories is that all of them are really good stories, and it's very entertaining to read about them or to watch them in documentaries or whatever.
Yeah.
La chupacabra.
Nigga. Hell yeah. That shit got me, nigga.
That was real. That shit was real.
Yo,
there was an animal in those woods, baby.
Yo.
Eating them donkeys up.
For real, nigga. For real. That X-Files episode, that shit got me, bro.
Yeah.
What?
I was a baby, nigga.
I'm a believer.
Yo, I was a baby when I was like, Chupa, what, nigga? Yo, I'm never going outside. Are you fucking nuts? But yeah,
No, I was saying like, so yeah, like it's really easy to get lost in conspiracy theories, but I think like what can be, I guess for me, more of a deterrent sometimes is because like you find yourself constantly asking all these questions but not wanting to receive any answers.
Right.
And it comes to a point where like you're just asking questions for the sake of asking questions. And it's like the more conspiracy theories that you kind of learn about, they're always kind of like making you second guess your sources where you're getting information from, because they like a lot of shit is fabricated and it's really easy to lie about shit now. But anytime a conspiracy theorist will give you a source for something, theirs is always right.
Yes.
And it never really goes both ways.
Yes.
So you kind of find yourself like
almost
becoming like radicalized.
They believe
Yeah.
it to the extreme. Like there's no questioning it. You mean in a way.
Sure. Yeah, kind of like it's almost like
The conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like when you speak to a conspiracy theorist, it seems that they think they're always right about something, and all other sources are completely
Exactly.
wrong.
Oh yeah.
There's no movement. There's no budging. There's no wiggle room for like, I don't know, maybe, you know, it's always kind of like, and then they put the onus on you to do the research.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Read about it.
Yeah, man, read about it. Isn't it? You know what I mean?
Do your research, man.
Do your Googles.
Do your research.
Look that up. Look that up. Look into it.
You got Facebook.
Yeah.
But not like it's really easy to fall into that trap though.
Absolutely.
Of like,
absolutely. That's why with me, it's like my whole thought process is, you know, the typical, you know, seeing is believing type of thing, right? But it's all about I will allow my imagination to run amok. But even when my imagination runs amok, it's nothing crazy. It has to be plausible stuff. Like even with like the COVID-19 thing, if people are relating it's like the 5G stuff, it's like, is it plausible that there's technology that could be developed or that's already exists that can do this type of stuff that they say 5G can do in a negative way? Yes, there is. Is 5G that technology? No, it's not. And I say that off of the evidence I've seen where people say that 5G is that, it's not real evidence. Right. It's a lot of correlating evidence. Yeah. It's not causation evidence. Like whether it's these are all the 5G towers have gone up and this is where people's getting sick. Well, this is also the highest population density as well. So the reason that all those 5G towers are going up there because that's where the most people are. Yeah. And the reason why that virus is going to spread because that's also why the most people are.
Yeah. It's like the ice cream. It's like the ice cream and gun violence. Fucking ice cream and gun violence. Correlation, right? It's like the sale of ice cream always coincides with the amount of gun violence in the country, and they're like, is ice cream making people more violent, or
I never knew that.
Yeah, or is it because the summertime you buy more ice cream, and in the summertime more people are out, more people are interacting, more violence, like you know what I mean, and. Yeah.
Suns out, guns out.
Suns out, guns out. Yeah. And like there's a lot of people that like subscribe, like they subscribe to that, but they don't realize that they're doing it because they're just very easily susceptible to that type of shit.
Exactly.
Like now what, like we talk about conspiracy theories. We all like have a bunch that we heard over the years and things like that. What's one of them or a couple of them that you like, you low key kind of believe? Like, because everything in conspiracy theories that gets a really bad rap because everything is a conspiracy at first. Everything, every crime, everything. It's someone trying to think this happened to make that happen to make that happen. Everything is theory. Everything is theory. Conspiracy brings it to another level, but a lot of things are conspiracies. But nevertheless, what's something that like you think that you might, that you kind of believe or you full out fucking believe?
A conspiracy that I full out believe or I kind of believe.
Like Ronald Reagan was the biggest fucking drug dealer in this side of the fucking the Atlantic. You know what I mean? Like I believe that they put crack cocaine in black neighborhoods. To bring down black neighborhoods. They put guns and drugs in black neighborhoods.
And if you believe, which is the truth, that the CIA did it,
right?
And if you understand how the CIA works at the behest of the current president,
right?
Whatever the fuck the president wants to do in a clandestine way,
right,
throughout the world.
Because here's the thing.
I don't know, man. Do you research?
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
CIA killed fucking what's his name? I can't think of a Black Panther.
Oh, that's fucked up. They gotta hate us for that.
You know what I mean?
You better think of a name check.
Yo,
they're gonna cancel.
The FBI did
it. Was it Huey Newton?
Huey Newton.
You know what
I mean? FBI killed Huey Newton. But the thing is,
J. Edgar Hoover was black.
J. Edgar Hoover's black. Willie Lynch is a myth. But of course, what's it called? And what I mean by like they put guns and drugs in black communities. I don't mean that because people think that here's FBI agent and I'm dumping crack in your neighborhood. I'm dumping guns in your neighborhood. I'm not saying that's how it happened. But you could also dump guns and drugs in certain neighborhoods when you just allow it to happen.
Yeah, by just ignoring it.
You allow it to creep into and don't do anything about it.
Stop it.
You know what I mean? And that's the shit that they did.
Yeah.
They don't have to do anything.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
That's why, like, when it comes to these, I think a lot of these, here's the thing of what I think about conspiracy theories in the U.S. anyways, right? A lot of the federal conspiracy theories, I think, are all bust now and are pretty much done. Is what's going on at local levels.
Yeah.
Because I think what happened at the federal level is that's why at the local level, a lot of these Republicans do everything in their power to limit the power of the federal government. Because I think they say, okay, look, we can no longer use the federal government as the tool to keep everybody in check because everyone keeps an eye on the federal government. But it'll be a whole lot harder for them to keep an eye just on our local stuff here.
Right.
So when it comes to things like chemtrails, I think chemtrails is a real thing. But I don't think that's like a federal program.
Yeah.
I think there's some state, local, racist motherfuckers out there that got their hands on that stuff and then they spray it over these neighborhoods and make people go crazy, whatever.
Gotcha. Because I never really knew, like I've heard about chemtrails, but I never really knew much about them. Really, I understood the big idea about it. So that's what it is. It's like
I don't know. You gotta read it.
You gotta look into it.
You gotta look into it.
But yeah, it's like those planes flying over, leaving the trails and things. People think that those are like dispersed of like chemicals
that they say is the fuel from the jets flying by, the jet path.
Gotcha.
And that's how they explain it.
Right, and what does it do? It's making people crazy, or it's making people act a certain way.
Act a certain way, agitated and particularly.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm about to put a tin. I'm about to put tinfoil under this hat.
And particularly, the stories started to come out of areas of the Midwest, areas of like Michigan, Illinois,
places where they like crop dust and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you said from the Jets. No, it's from the Jets.
That was the other part. It wasn't even. The parts of the state they crop dust, but they were seeing these things over like cities where the majority of the people there were brown folks. But let me tell you why that thing isn't so crazy, because when you look at redlining, which was done in public and people look no problem, they were when they segregated these neighborhoods, they didn't just relegate people of color to the part of the neighborhood where you couldn't see the beach.
Right.
No, we're gonna put you to a part of the neighborhood where we literally should be putting a landfill here. Yeah.
Places. You know? I just read this thing in Pittsburgh about like there's still old steel factories and how the black people in that part of Pittsburgh literally lived under the goddamn steel mill. Yeah. You know, and like and just constant smoke billowing out, the amount that's conspiracy. That's redlining, all those
Michigan
things
with the water. That's another part. It don't need to be a conspiracy.
Is there fluoride in the water?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Fluoride. There were freaking. I think there was gasoline in the water in Flint. I know you could put a lighter to it. The water would catch on fire.
Yeah, that shit was crazy when I saw that.
You know,
that was wild.
Man. That's nuts. What about you, Alec? Is there any of them that you're like, yo, you know what? I fucking believe that shit. I don't care.
Not really. I never really been one to really like dive deep into conspiracies and shit like that. I don't know, not because I don't really like conspiracy theories, but I don't know, I just never really like paid them too much mind, really. So
did you ever watch the X-Files, Alec?
Not really.
He's too young for X-Files. Because even I was too young for X-Files. You know what I mean? Like that was like on when I shouldn't have been watching it. You know what I mean? So
you should have been watching.
Yeah.
I've seen things that would never leave me.
What about like what's another conspiracy theory? Like crisis actors and shit.
Oh, Pizzagate. Like Pizzagate.
What's Pizzagate?
So
Alec, you break it down.
Please.
So I could be wrong, but I was reading a little bit on it today. So apparently Pizzagate is I guess there was like some pizzeria in some state, I forget where it was. And I guess the pizzeria had something to do, they were like affiliated with child traffickers. So celebrities, I guess, would use this, or political officials or whoever would use this pizzeria to traffic children and shit.
Like Wayfair.
Like Wayfair. Yes. And then I guess it was like Justin Bieber got involved or whatever, because I guess, if I remember correctly, he was like on Instagram Live or something. And then somebody like, I guess somebody in the chat or the comments or whatever was like, yo, like, if you're affiliated with Pizzagate or you know some shit's going on, like, scratch your head or scratch your hat. And then this is where the conspiracy comes in, where he actually ended up scratching his head and shit. But obviously that could have just been him just scratching his head or whatever the fuck, because it was itchy or some shit. But a lot of niggas took that as a sign that Justin Bieber may know something's going on. And then, so niggas ran wild with that whole story. And then I think it was also in like 2017, like a gunman showed up to the same pizzeria and shit. I don't remember if he killed anybody, but I'm pretty sure he got arrested.
I think that's saying that. I'm not sure if he killed somebody, but there was definitely some type of issue there. Yeah, and there's this whole theory out there that these pedophiles do, and it ties back to like Epstein, right? They have what's called like pizza parties, you know. And the term pizza and or pizza parties used to refer to his children. Yeah, bro. It's fucking sick, dude. It's fucking sick. That's what Pizzagate was about. I thought it was like some fucking like some stupid ass like Hillary's email shit. I don't know. There might be some emails and Hillary's shit that's related to this shit too. What Who the knows, fuck? Man? It's fucking nuts, dude. It's sick.
Damn.
I remember when I was working in the prison, like, and I reached my nursing empathy when I was working on a unit, and all on those throughout the unit was nothing but the pedophiles. They kept all the pedophiles in one prison, right? Mm-hmm. And when I'm reading their charts and I look at the jobs they had, you know, I'm like, these were regular jobs and, you know, regular guys, you know, but they're all fucking pedophiles, dude.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So these, and like, how crazy is this conspiracy? The fucking Catholic Church.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here.
Yeah, that started off as a conspiracy.
Yeah.
That.
So you got to, like, conspiracy to reality, what matches and what doesn't.
Right.
And a lot of this shit matches when it comes to this Epstein, the fucking Pizzagate thing, and a lot of this stuff. And all people are fucking sick. They're sick.
Damn.
Ugh. And when he was in America, the primary state he would do his business out of was Florida. We all know Florida is the number one state for people to get off their illegal shit just to begin with.
Right.
Fraud, healthcare fraud, all of it. Former governor, freaking guilty of healthcare fraud in Florida, you know?
Damn.
They're in New York. Mob shit. So they already got the mob mentality. You just got to do it with the right people. And people into your sick shit, they're into your sick shit.
Y'all think we went to the moon?
You know, even when I was a kid and I heard that shit, I was like, nah, we didn't do this shit.
So that's a conspiracy theory you believe?
Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory I believe. I don't think
or is the conspiracy that we went to the moon?
The conspiracy is that we went to the moon.
Right. Because that is the conspiracy. Not that we didn't go.
Yeah.
Because that's the truth, if that's the conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. So the answer is both ways. Number one, do I think back in the 60s, the United States of America had the type of technology to bring a human being back and forth from the moon? No, I do not.
That's the thing that gets me. That's the thing that, like, truly gets me. It's like, do I think they went to the moon? Yeah, I think they went to the moon. But when I think about that same question, I'm like, I look back in the 1960s, civil rights era, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, but also one of the things I always keep in mind too is that they make the 60s look very older than it was because the pictures we always see is in black and white when they very well had color cameras. Like every picture you see of the 60s that's in black and white, a lot of it was in color. Yeah. That they convert to black and white for us. That's another conspiracy. Yeah. It's like, why do they do that? Yeah. They try to, and I swear, boom, that's the conspiracy. It's like they try to act like the civil rights movement was so long ago because they put the shit in black and white.
That's the conspiracy. You're right. That's it right there. And that shit works.
You know what I mean?
So people will think, so long ago, look at these photos. Like, no, this is in the 1860s, the 1960s.
Like, you do the math. How was it one second we're marching with Martin Luther King Jr. and then 2 years later we're in the 70s and it's all of this club Studio 54 shit, disco shit, blah 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 blah, and everything's in color. Yeah. 2 years later, did they invent color cameras? You know what I mean? But it's like it's that type of shit. It's And that's the thing that means I'm like, nah, I feel like we did have the technology. It's just that the way that we've been indoctrinated into that time is as if everything was so fucking just old. Even the way people dress, everything's in black and white, blah, 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 blah. And that's how they do it to us. Yeah. You know? Yeah, so.
It's like that movie Pleasantville.
Right, exactly. The Pleasantville Stepford Wife type shit, like all that shit they've been pumping to us, that they pumped to us for years.
That's our next conspiracy theory. Then the media controls everything, and everything's a lie.
Yeah, everything's a fucking lie.
There is no COVID. There is no world wars. Yep. None of it. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I watched this movie once, and it was about that, how like all the wars are fake. Or it wasn't a conspiracy movie. It was just like a film, a mockumentary type thing. They're like, and it's a conspiracy between world governments and their media, because like long ago they signed peace treaties, but realized peace, doesn't make any money. Yeah. So they need the wars to still make money, but no one really wants to die and shit. So media is going to continue to hype things up, like we're really bombing places. And we'll drop real bombs, but no one's there. Yeah. You know, and everybody's, and we'll report back to our troops. So we lost 100 troops. And the movie was nuts. It was hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, that was in the 90s.
I mean, that's the shit, though. I mean, you start doing that shit, and then you're gonna fall into.
But
that.
we know real truth. We know real people who have died.
Yeah,
real fucking wars. So,
but you fall in that rabbit hole of like, now you're gonna start messing with niggas that like are Holocaust deniers and shit like that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then you get to the wild weeds
Exactly.
of all this
Yep.
shit. And like,
That's a whole nother fucking conspiracy shit. Like that shit. And it's just like, yo.
yeah. That one is a real
Oh,
slippery
God.
slope for sure.
All right, Nick Cannon. No, I'm playing.
don't do him like that.
I ain't gonna do Nick like
don't
that.
do him
I
like
ain't
that, man.
I'm gonna
Don't
make
do
fun of
him.
him because he's
The honorable Nick
dumb.
Cannon.
But the honorable
The honorable Minister Nick Cannon.
Minister Nick Cannon, dog. You know what I mean? Now for all you scared to death Negroes. No. But damn, what else was there? This for I said crisis actors, fluoride in the water to fucking make people more obedient.
Kill your third eye.
You know what I mean? To calcify your pineal gland. You know what I mean?
There's Mandela effect.
Yeah.
9/11.
Dog,
So what's the Mandela effect?
all right, so the Mandela effect, this is something that I learned like last year.
Okay.
Do you know anything about it, Alec?
Nah, I don't.
Yeah. So the Mandela effect, it all started with like, it started because Mandela ended up dying in what, like 2009 or some shit like that. When did he?
Nelson Mandela?
Yeah, or
I thought
he,
it was like 2015 or something.
or yeah, maybe that. Yeah, maybe then he died more recently.
Yeah.
But the Mandela effect was like when he died, a lot of people were saying like, no, I thought Mandela died years ago. I remember Mandela dying years ago. And that was like mad people said that. Like I remember the headlines. I remember a big funeral. I remember this, that, and the third. And then like, but people like, no, Mandela just died in like 2015. They're like, no.
It was 2013.
2013. They were like,
That
no.
sounds about right.
Nelson Mandela died, and like I can't remember when it was, but a lot of people were all saying the same time. You know what I mean? If you look at it, I don't know if you even look
Yeah, I
at
just
it.
looked it up. It said that people said that they thought that he died in the 80s.
Right.
That's how long ago they thought he died?
Yes. Yeah.
So it isn't like a dispute between like 6 or 7 years here. We're talking 30
Right.
years.
Yeah, we're talking about like a lot of time.
How many people were coming out and saying that?
So I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
So what's the effect?
So the effect of the Mandela effect is like things in history that happen where like a big group of people believe it being something different than in what it was. You know what I mean? And like it's like they'll use this example, right? And it's like a small example about, you remember the Bernstein Bears?
Yes.
That book.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then when you look at when people bring up the Bernstein Bears, right? It's not Bernstein, it's Berenstain Bears. When you go look them up right now.
You know what's so funny? Hold on. I'll be honest with you. Maybe because at the time when we were reading that book, I was in a grade level where I shouldn't have been at yet. But even when I was a kid, I was like, is it Bernstein or is it Berenstain? Because even when you just said it, you said Bernstein, but in my mind I was like, yeah, the Berenstain Bears.
But no.
And then I reflected back to a kid, like I can never remember if it was Bernstein or Berenstain.
But the thing is, it's not even Steen. It's Stain. It's Berenstain or Berenstain. When you look them up right now, you look at the thing. It's Berenstain,
like A-N-E?
A-I-N-E.
Definitely. Oh no, that's not it.
Exactly. But if you look it up, that's what comes up, and that's what people are like. No, I swear to God, it was Bernstein. It's Bernstein. It's not Berenstain.
Yeah, ends in E-I-N.
Right.
Versus A-I-N.
But it isn't. That's the Mandela effect. And the conspiracy is like, yo, did they change it? And they just didn't say anything? Or did it now it's like conflicting, you have two sides of people. It's just like I think of an example for me in my personal life. You remember when we lived on Glenwood Street, right?
Yes.
Glenwood Street. But when you go to Glenwood Street in Brockton, it's not Glenwood. It's Blenwood. With a B.
Get out of here.
Yes. Yeah. And in my brain, I'm like, no, that is a fucking lie. I remember getting off the bus, walking home with our father, you know what I mean? With Puppy, and look, we lived on the street. It's Glenwood with a G. What the fuck is Blenwood? But if you go there, it is fucking Blenwood, not Glenwood.
Hold on.
Mandela effect. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, was I a kid? And I'm just like, no, dog, I know because I just said it to you and you're older than me. And you said, yeah, it's Glenwood. No, but I'm like, no, it's not.
When's the last time you went out there?
I went out there last year.
That's
and
crazy.
it always gets me. Because sometimes I just go on drives and I'll be like, and I'll like, drive to where we used to live and blah, blah, blah. Because especially during fucking Corona, I've driven around this whole fucking state off of boredom. But yeah, I drove by just to see what the street looked like, and it's Glenwood Street.
I'm about to drop by there to get rid of myself. That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and I wish there was more examples. I don't know if they even showing you more examples, Alec, but.
Yeah, I'm on Wikipedia right now reading about the Mandela effect and shit. So it says right here that scientists suggest that there are examples of false memories shaped by similar cognitive factors affecting multiple people and families, such as social and cognitive reinforcement or incorrect memories, or false news reports and misleading photographs that influence the formation of memories based on them.
Yeah. And that's probably what it could have been. Like, somebody could have been pronouncing Glenwood wrong forever, and we just kept calling it that. And to a point where in my memory, it becomes a G. You know what I mean? And I guess, I mean, that's how they get white people to hate black people, I guess.
True.
But no, you were saying?
No, I'm just thinking in particular that with the Glenwood thing. I'm like, yeah, but I remember being a kid in elementary school. I remember writing my address.
Dog.
It was Glenwood.
Dog.
I mean, it's possible they could have just changed the street name, right?
It's possible, but then it's like, why would you change a street name?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they could have just changed it. But why would they change it? Same reason, huh? It's like, why would they change Bernstein Bears? Why would they change, yeah.
You got the high, bro.
Nigga,
codes.
I guess my code is the next topic, nigga. But not, even like the 9/11 shit, like the, jet fuel can't melt steel beams and shit. You know what I mean? Like, but nevertheless, it's like, even that, it's like, I feel like that's another scenario where people just want to make sense of something, because 9/11 didn't happen to me. You know what I mean? It happened to older people, and it's like, they just got to make sense of that shit. Are you finding it?
I'm looking, hold on. Just double checking something. I'm a realtor. This is because Alec, you're right. Yeah, like the town could have changed the name, but that rarely happens. Mm-hmm. And usually when they change it, it's to name it after somebody, like memorialize the street or something like that. They want to just change it from one generic name to
like
another.
David Ortiz Way, or some other shit. Or they
because what I did was I went online and I punched in our old address under Glenwood. It didn't come up, but it came up under Glenwood. And then I searched for it under Glenwood, and then it only came up under Glenwood. There was no Glenwood. I'm gonna drive out there though.
Yeah,
I want to see this.
Yeah. But yeah,
weird shit happens, man. I don't know, man. Read about it.
Yeah, read it. Look it up. Look it up.
So along with that Mandela effect, though, so it's like, it's almost like saying like there's been like the glitch in the Matrix.
Yes, yeah.
And shit changed.
And we got glitch in the Matrix, or two alternate realities. merged for a second.
Yeah.
Longer than it was supposed to. And then it left us all shaken with different memory.
Yeah.
Or in a completely different timeline of.
See, that's.
Yeah. So we're good. We're back. So you were saying that you said, remember.
Oh, yeah. The ultimate conspiracy. The conspiracy of the spirit universe. The conspiracy that all religion is made up. Mm-hmm. There's nothing after this. Once you're dead, you're just dead. There's nothing. There's no eternal soul. All that shit. Yeah,
I mean, you get into the. Yeah, once you start talking alternate realities, universes, this, that, and the third, or that means the opposite. You know what I mean? It's like those things either you can go both ways. That could mean absolute. So the fact that there is multiple universes and things like that does mean that, like, dog, the things that we thought, because the idea that those go into the realm of impossibilities. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you can't believe that if you believe that there's the devil, you have to believe that there's God too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if you can believe in like alternate realities, glitches and matrices, or any of these kind of things, then you have to believe in the supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's a shit that used to piss me off though when I was younger. Because I obviously people that are listening, I went to Catholic school my entire life, from middle school into high school. Yeah. And then I would always say shit like, well, if I'm gonna have to take a class on religion or theology and learn about Jesus Christ and God and all that shit, then why do people look at me crazy if I say that I believe in Santa Claus?
Right.
Or the Easter bunnies.
Yeah.
And they be a straight up answer like, I wasn't even like trying to choke around with some shit, but like,
this nigga trying to get kicked the fuck out.
For real though, like, I don't know. It seems like people tend to really like pick and choose what is, I guess, believable and what's just fake.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like, dog, if you gotta, ain't no half stepping in this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you believe that that in order for you to believe that Jesus exists, you had to believe that a man walked on water.
Yeah. He turned water into wine.
He turned water into wine.
Right.
That a man came back and died and came back 7 days later. Like, you have to open up your mind and your realm to all these other things. You know what I mean? So it's like, the absence of evidence ain't the evidence of absence type shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, you have to, if you have to open up your mind that way, you have to open up your mind to mad possibilities. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, like, I never really thought about.
So then the ultimate, not conspiracy theorists. Well, that goes to the point of how it makes it easier to believe in a conspiracy then. Because a key part of believing in a conspiracy then is the human being's ability to ignore certain facts. Mm-hmm. Like to deny the truth to the point where they create a whole new truth.
Right.
You know? Like you would have to, because if they could do that in certain aspects of religion, then what's so crazy about them doing it in any other aspect of our society that people say there are other conspiracies, like there's world organizations that control all the governments,
right?
The Bilderbergs, the de Blasios, whatever the names that, whatever
the Vanderbilts, the fucking,
de Blasio. That is the one. He's in the New York mayor or something.
Cuomo. Oh no! Oh, you're asking? Yes, De Blasio is the New York mayor. I was thinking you were thinking like the other New York family.
One was the governor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
But I think religion is a little different though, because religion, you're founding, it's based off of belief and faith, and right? That's not like a tangible thing compared to something that could be proven. Like priests touching kids and shit like that.
Right.
Of course.
You can see that. And you know that can be happening. Or kids can tell you, whatever the fuck may be happening behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Because really...
because it's like, it's religion isn't the conspiracy. It's how people use it. And you know what I mean? There's conspiracies how to use it. Like whether it is the whole priest shit, they use religion and to get in these positions where they can abuse children and then cover it up, right? That's a conspiracy. Exactly. Or even like with Africans, it's like, oh, we're gonna kidnap or buy slaves and steal slaves and all that and enslave Africans, and we're going to indoctrinate them into Christianity and teach them obedience, teach them good works. By doing this is going to get them to heaven, and teach them to never fight back and things like that. And the conspiracy here is we're gonna use religion, but religion isn't the conspiracy. It's what we, how we use it as a weapon. It's how we weaponize.
Yeah, most organized religions are like weaponized or can be used to like
100%,
like manipulate people in different ways. So.
Yeah, because like for me, I have nothing against religion and faith and all that. I am completely against the way it's been weaponized throughout history. From the fucking Crusades to like them shooting up that mosque in Pittsburgh to,
terrible.
All of that shit. People have bastardized and fucking weaponized religion.
Shout out to Book of Eli.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. It's like y'all don't, to be honest, y'all don't even deserve it no more. You know what I mean? Like, And what I mean by religion, I just mean faith, my nigga. Hope, faith. You know, I think in order to exist in this world, for me, nigga, you have to have faith.
Yeah, you have to believe in something.
Yeah, you got to believe in something, bro.
Yeah,
like, you got to, you know, because if you don't, then
bound to drown.
you bound to drown. Like, and I'm not saying, like, I'm against, if you're atheist, do your thing. Like, that, I have nothing against atheists either.
But even the
You know
atheists
what I mean?
believe in something.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. We all believe.
You know what I mean? Like,
We all believe. Like,
you just
whether
believe that all
it's
this
just
is bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. You believe all this bullshit. You believe that, you know what I mean? But there's a rhythm to this world. There's a, you know what I mean?
Can't deny that.
There's a rhythm, bro. There's a pulse.
There's a reason why you come up when the sun comes up.
Yep. Like,
Think about that. Your natural state of being is when the sun comes out.
Yeah. What are the odds that the one thing I need to survive the most, air and water, is the thing that's the most abundant fucking thing? Yeah. That's, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I feel like, and I always say this too, like, I feel like people, we're done a disservice at the speed at which we see the world, in a sense of, like, you ever seen those videos? I remember talking to Mike about that like a couple weeks ago. You ever seen the videos, the time lapse of videos of plants?
Yes.
When there's no wind, there's nothing. There's literally nothing. There's no wind. Windows open. There's no nothing. It's just a time lapse of a bunch of plants and how they move. You know what I mean? And when people say no, plants are alive, trees are alive, all these things, is because we cannot see them move because they move so slow. We cannot see their movement, but you see how they rise with the sun and how they move and live throughout the day, and they breathe and all of that shit. And we don't get to see it because our frame rate isn't quick enough.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm sure there's animals that can see that shit. You know what I mean? But it's like we don't, so we don't get to see the trueness of how the world moves.
That's also another messed up part by conspiracy theories is like, you don't. People like to think just because we can consider all the facts that they have considered all the facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so they're quicker to run with half-assed information and just be able to just put it out there. And they all have. And nowadays we all have our own platforms to just spew this out there as well. Yeah. You know, like I hate to say it, but I wish like the FCC maybe got a little bit more involved in terms of what people could broadcast.
You talking censoring?
I'm not talking censoring. I'm talking. Okay, the FCC needs to change its role to better service the public. Yeah, and they need to start rating things like just fact checked. Yeah, fact checked, and people know what fact checked is because it's based off of our people. We have a new system here associated with what that means. Yeah. So people can have a better idea because it used to be when you were watching a documentary, you knew it was a documentary. Yeah. Versus a mockumentary, right? You know, like you used to be able to even tell, even with the way broadcasting is done now, when this was like a reputable news source just by the production value of it.
It's like our parents, you know, they know. Our parents do not know. No, let alone just speaking to our parents. Yeah. You know how many times we watch some, like, we'll be sitting there with our parents and they'll be like, is this real? Yeah. And we're like, no, what the fuck?
A news broadcast in a movie. Like
what the fuck? You don't realize we're watching a movie here? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, and our parents are old. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not Alex, but like our parents are old. And it's like we give them a pass, but there's people out there that legit watch certain shit and they just like, I mean, y'all been on Facebook. Y'all know what time it is.
Facebook's a dark place. I'm gonna be leaving there pretty soon, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be unplugging from Facebook pretty soon. I just gotta handle some business, and I was gonna back out.
Yeah, man. Back out. You know, ever since I opened that shit up, opened my shit back up to promote the podcast.
Fuck chemtrails. It's Facebook trails.
Dog,
that's leading to anger. Yo, fucking angry outbursts. Yo. That's the real conspiracy.
Because it's different. Because I know these people. It's not like Twitter and shit. Like, I don't know these people. Facebook, I fucking know you, you fucking idiot.
Yo, Facebook is home. Like, motherfucker, stop it. Stop it.
Jesus Christ.
Stop showing your Connects money out there.
They haven't grown at all. They haven't grown at all. They stood exactly there. And that's the shit that gets me on my Truman Show shit, bro. Like, am I like the main character in this goddamn show? Tell me right the fuck down.
Me and Check will talk about it. Me and I will talk about it behind your back later.
Like,
on.
come on, man. It's like they all like stood there in place waiting for me to come back 9 years later, and we're ready to spew the same shit that we were spewing when we were fucking 20. My Truman Show boat has hit the wall. Have you seen the Truman Show, Alec?
Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah.
Part of it
Fucking love the Truman Show.
Fuck, man. That shit really be getting me. Like, even that shit, like, you know, you get into the psychological fucking conspiracy theories about, and not even just conspiracy theories, it's just like thoughts about, you ever heard the conspiracy theory or the theory that nobody ever really dies?
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
Yeah.
like the conspiracy theory that like every moment where you could have died in your life, that time you almost drowned, that time you almost got in a car accident, da-da-da-da. Like, there's one theory that, like, yo, you did die. It's just the new alternative universe, Check, or Jeremy, Alec, or Jane, or whatever, came and took over. You know what I mean? And in one reality, you did die, but the other one, you didn't.
You know what's so funny? I never heard of that theory. Oh, go ahead.
And so you're only conscious of the one that you're living.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna say that I never knew that it really had a name, but I really felt like that.
Yeah.
Like with that time when we went to California when we drove cross country, and I had that really bad headache, and I was in the hospital. And when I was in the hospital, like I had to get a CAT scan because they thought that I had like bleeding in my brain and stuff, and I didn't. But it was weird. Like after I left the hospital, like I always thought to myself, like, because I wasn't knocked out or anything, I was awake. But there was a point where I left the CAT scan, they put me in this room, and I threw up and shit. And I had like an IV in my left arm, and I fell asleep and I woke up. And I just remember thinking like, or when I left rather, after all that shit, I didn't feel weird, but I had like this weird thought, like, what if like I kind of did die in that moment for whatever crazy reason. And then like you just said, like whatever, I guess a universe kind of, or another universe collided with mine, and then I did die, but I'm still alive, kind of thing, or whatever the fuck, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So I never knew that had a name, but I kind of like I understood what you were saying because it kind of happened to me, which was weird.
What's the name for it again?
I don't know if there's a name. It's just a description.
But just a theory.
But yeah, it's just that theory, and it's like, and the thing that makes me that grounds me is the fact that like, no, everyone's experienced it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every moment, like there was a time where I felt like I was about to drown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I come out, and it's because that rush of adrenaline and that shit jogs you.
Yeah.
And it imprints on your brain. That moment imprints on your brain. So it's like you can always, if you close your eyes, you can go back and feel it again.
Yep.
It scars you.
To be fair, that is kind of like what DMT is in a lot of ways,
Yes.
right? Like
Dimethyltryptamine.
Yes, sir.
Tell me. Real lean out here in these streets.
Tell me. Tell me more.
I don't know if it's true or not, but from what I've read, you excrete DMT from your pineal gland in 2 points in your life. When you're born and then when you die. And the reason for that is because like I'll use it like when you're about to die or whatever, your body wants to make it the most peaceful kind of process that it can possibly do. So you essentially just
fuck no.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
But that's why sometimes when you hear people having like these near-death experiences, they say that they've died or gone to heaven or felt really warm or like they have like these weird visions. Like this one guy like swore that he like was a butterfly and was flying in the air and shit like that. And like, and that could have, I don't know if there's a way to test if DMT is being excreted from your pineal gland.
It's already been tested. It's been confirmed. It's DMT gets excreted. It's like basically all over the place.
Yeah.
Gets excreted by plants. It's everywhere. It's the life, they call it the life gene or the life particle. Or whatever.
Oh, fuck you.
That's that shit.
But when
like,
you take it,
people say like,
you trip out.
Yeah, like if you want to go to another universe, nigga, there you go.
Yo, there you go.
There's your plane ticket, dog. Like it's a crazy ass ride.
Yeah, it's crazy ride.
And you can have
y'all niggas are fucking nuts.
And it can be really amazing or really terrible.
Yes,
like you can have like really bad ego deaths. I've heard you can have
because that's what it is. It's all ego death. But the more you clench onto that ego, the worse is. The more it's gonna feel like death versus feeling like liberation.
For some people. I've heard like very conflicting things. Like
you should listen to Mike Tyson talk about it.
Yeah, or Joe Rogan, for instance.
Joe Rogan,
yeah.
But when Mike talks about it, the way Mike described it, I was like, yeah. Mike.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
He did the Toad. which is toad venom.
Toad venom. Yep.
They excrete. I think like the toad has this venom that it excretes from its back, and then you scrape off that venom and you let it dry. And then, from my understanding, Mike Tyson did it with a shaman, actually.
Yeah.
And then that's part of the reason why, on his podcast, he explains that how it pretty much killed all of his egos. He didn't care about his boxing achievements anymore. Yep. And it really just changed his life. He talked about how even long after he retired, he was doing a bunch of coke. He was still like a wild boy and shit like that. But after doing this toad, it changed his entire perspective on life.
Oh,
and
shit.
it really reformed him. But
God comes in many forms.
And there's also some things some people go through.
That's all it is. Telling y'all, it all.
You
It's
said
all.
what
I said God comes in many forms.
Yeah.
It's all connected to the same thing. Because even if you go back, sorry to cut you off, but if we go back to your theory, right, about that you mentioned about like you never really die. Like they talk about that in the Bible.
Sure.
That's what Jesus is talking about. Jesus talks about in the Bible, like, yo, listen, life is eternal. There is no death. It comes in many forms. Like I'm in this form now, you're in this form now, will change, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's there as well.
Yeah.
You know, this idea, these ideas. So it's just, so when you look at, I remember when I was watching Mike Tyson talking about it, he was talking to Dan Le Batard about it, and Dan Le Batard is like, it sounds like you met God. And Mike was like, yeah.
Dude,
yeah. You know, and maybe that's a channel to him as well. Well, who knows? You want to try some? Want to try some out?
Try
some check?
Nope. Nah, I don't.
Sure.
I don't. Because
you tough, right?
I'm tough.
That shit might turn you into a monk or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm cool with where I'm. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not saying that you know what I mean? If y'all, hey, to each his own. But like I said, I've had some experience and it was not the best. Because like I said, my mind, like I don't, like you just described, when you said that to me, like, oh, either people are going to hold on to the ego or they're going to let go. I am going to hold on to that shit. I know myself. I'm going to end up holding on to that shit and having a terrible you know what I mean? Yeah. So like,
I mean, it's, for me, it's, I don't know if I would ever do it, but it does seem kind of like alluring. Because from what I've been hearing, a lot of people go into it with very like kind of they think they know what they're going to get into, and there is like there is information that you can get without doing it, and that can steer you in like maybe wanting to do it or not wanting to do it. But it very much seems like an experience that you're never ever going to be able to like have living like a regular life essentially. Right. It's like I said earlier, it's like it very much so is a doorway into like another universe. And it's very, I don't know, it's very attractive to say the least, right?
Yeah,
like you get to experience this whole nother world that you might never ever get to see again. But I don't know, there's conflicting, I guess, experiences from a whole plethora of
especially
different
for people who truly want to leave this world too at all costs.
Yeah.
Because that those people who go to those shamans and stuff, like historically speaking, the Westerners who travel down there, these are people who experience a lot of trauma in their life and they're trying to get over that trauma, right? You know, whether it's actual or perceived trauma, and then they go down there to have these experiences because they really want to experience something completely different, and to each their own.
I'm pretty sure
Good
like
luck out there in those streets.
I think for people with PTSD, like war vets, I'm pretty sure like shrooms like helps a lot of people. Like I'm pretty sure like Joe Rogan again, I think he talked about it on his podcast how like guys that have like really bad PTSD that do mushrooms for whatever reason helps them a lot. Yeah. And I don't know how
I can imagine why it's pretty hard to be upset and crying when you're seeing bright colors all over the place, and it literally releases endorphins in your brain that just make you happy.
Sure.
Yeah. You know? I mean, it's in those same it's the same thing that they put in these medications that they claim are supposed to help you that really don't. You know, like, why do you need to stop the reuptake of my serotonin, which is like what SSRIs are SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. They're medications to help people with depression and stuff. There's plenty of different ways you could treat this depression without stopping the reuptake of the serotonin, which my brain actually needs. You know, but anyways,
look it up.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Look into it.
Look into it.
This shit is blowing my mind.
It's all a scam. The pharmacy, there's no real diseases. Pharmacy companies are making it up for a profit.
They created cancer.
Even today, like I was reading, I I don't know which company it was. I think it was Pfizer got a contract for like $1.2 billion for the COVID-19 cure. Like, bro, like, I don't know, man. Look into it.
Yeah. Damn, man. Yeah. I'm like,
see what you did, Chuck? We'll go to your conspiracy.
See, I went down this rabbit hole, and I'm just like,
if you're really here.
What's your favorite YouTube rabbit hole to go down?
My favorite YouTube rabbit hole to go down.
I look up
Secret societies.
Secret societies?
Secret societies.
Huh. What about you, Ellie?
My favorite YouTube rabbit hole? Either probably like anything about like haunted houses or like ghost stories and shit like that are they're pretty remarkable to listen to sometimes.
Yeah.
Because those type of shits, like, for me, I find myself being kind of conflicted because I don't know how much, like, 9 times out of 10, I believe that the other person believes that they saw what they saw.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's also like, well, how much of it is it just your brain fucking with you or some shit? Or like maybe you just, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting to see people that really believe that shit. And like the way they tell their stories, like, I don't know. It just leaves me with like a lot of questions and shit. And it's just entertaining at the end of the day. So probably ghost stories and shit like that.
Yeah. I'm kind of in there too. Like, I don't go ghost story, but I look like, I love this shit on like abandoned places. You know what I mean? Like
abandoned mansions,
abandoned cities, abandoned like boats and like big places that used to be inhabited that are just vacant now. Old towns and things like that. This place is in America. There's towns in America.
It shows how fast society changes too when people just leave. And let nature do its thing, man.
And like and to see cause I know it's a place in Europe. It's not Chernobyl and like, but something happened where the whole town left. And like and you can tell they left abruptly. You know? And just to see how the world took over. Like everything comes back to the earth.
Are you talking about in Brazil after the wildfires?
No.
And they saw all the villages and previous landscape that used to be there from the previous villages in the past.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right, I'm diving in.
I'm
diving in.
In Brazil.
Word. Like I be
it was dope. It was dope.
Yeah, that shit interests me. Like, oh yeah, old civilizations, like blah blah blah. Cause it's like I'm definitely like a person that believes that like God recycles people. You know what I mean? Like in a sense, he recycles energy. Everything goes back. Like your energy does go back into the earth. You know what I mean? Your spirit, you know what I mean, goes, but like just like God recycles faces, because there's a person that looks exactly like me from fucking 100 years ago. And exactly like Alec, exactly like Jeremy. Like there's only like really think about how many people there've been in the history of the world. There isn't that many iterations of DNAs and all. Well, DNA is one thing, but the way that we look, you know what I mean?
Phenotypes.
Yeah, exactly. So God there's probably like 50 faces that the universe made, that she made, because God is a woman in my head. That she made, and she just like interchanges it like fucking 2K when we're making, you know what I mean? Like over the, you know what I mean?
Building a human.
Yeah, building a human. And I truly believe that like we were from, and I guess it's in my mind trying to find where I was from in a different time before. Cause like I believe in like sometimes you have like weird familiarities with things easily.
Just like that old soul narrative.
Yeah, the old soul shit. Cause I always felt like I had an old soul.
Yeah.
I always felt like I had an old soul. And my brain, I like, why do I love like 80s soul music so much? Like, why do I like that shit? Why does it feel like so natural to me? Why does it feel like, you know what I mean, certain things and it all just goes into that mindset of like, dog, you were that. And your piece of your soul gets brought back and you're reborn again on September 11th, 1989. You know what I mean? And
that's another conspiracy theory right there. The 9/11 terrorist attack was completely related to this guy over here.
Yeah.
Think it's a coincidence How many years later, now he has his own podcast? Think, people.
Think. No bullshit.
I don't know, man. Look into it.
Yeah, the wildest shit about 9/11. I tell people, I've told this before. The wildest fucking thing about 9/11 is the fact that not only was I born in Boston, not only did the planes go from Logan Airport, 9/11/2001 happened on a Tuesday. Our father, a cab driver. On the weekends, me and Krish, we would roll with him. My sister, we would go with him as he drove. He's driving in the passenger seat. Me and my sister are small. At the time, we were like 10 and she was maybe 11. We're sitting in the passenger seat as he drives around. That Sunday, September 9th, we're at the airport and we're sitting there, in the cab stand. And my father turns out, he said, "Oh, you guys never have seen like the airplanes like take off and land?" And we're like, "No." So he gets us out the car and we're standing there watching the planes take off and land for like an hour or what felt like an hour or so. Just sitting there watching them take off and land from Logan Airport. 2 days later, Tuesday, September 11th, my birthday, 9/11 happens.
So how did you feel when Osama shared the news with you?
That mission complete.
Check was baptized in the mission.
Yeah. Yo.
Give him the final go ahead. Over here telling her yourself.
Yo.
That's wild.
Freaky
That's
shit, bro.
Fucked up coincidence, bro.
Yo, freaky fucking shit, bro. Freaky as fuck, man.
I remember when that shit happened. I was like, I think today's my brother's birthday. I really hope it's not. I hope this is one of those times where I'm wrong about my family member's birthday.
Right,
like
but
I usually am. But I'm pretty sure today's his birthday.
But to me, I was lit. Like, we're in class, all the teachers, because in our middle school, all the teachers' doors were connected, so they could open up their other door into another class.
My shit was like that too in middle school.
Yeah. So all the teachers just stopped teaching, and all of them were just talking to each other. All of them. So we're in class. They didn't even give us no work to do because this was
a litty time to be in school.
Yeah, we was just like, fuck it, nigga. I'm in 7th grade. Like, nigga, I'm enjoying myself. We all chilling in class.
Yeah, this is back when school shootings weren't as prevalent.
School was not a thing.
So school shootings were
all we had was Columbine, and Columbine was a
we had some threats. We had some threats, so we got some days canceled, which was always a fun thing.
And it's fucked up because it was fun because at that time you don't give a shit.
Exactly.
You haven't been indoctrinated into this fucking crazy ass world.
Listen, I remember being dead ass. I was like in the 7th grade. There was a bomb threat at my school. All I heard was they were canceling school for the rest of the day. And as I'm emptying out my locker, I'm like, so why they canceled? They're like, somebody made a bomb threat. I'm like, yeah.
Like, fuck does that mean?
Well, there's one male left.
Good over here too?
Yeah, we never stop.
Yeah. So yes, with these conspiracy theories, at the end of the day, like, what's a conspiracy versus no? This is just some illegal shit that's happening.
Yeah,
and you have a big imagination. You try to make it bigger than what it really is.
Right.
Like whether it's the Pizzagate and the pedophile thing. Like at the end of the day, I think we're only talking about 50 to 100 people worldwide here. Honestly, 50 to 100 people worldwide, but the significance of those 50 to 100 world people is going to make it feel like it might as well be 1 million people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like those things people don't realize. It's like, yeah, certain things are conspiracy.
Yeah.
Like, in a sense, like, dog, like.
Criminal conspiracies are real things.
Like, yeah, criminal conspiracies are real things. Yeah. Like, the way we consume media is they conspire.
Yes.
Like algorithms are all conspire. Yeah. Algorithm is just a fancy name for conspiracy. Like it's all a plan.
Yep.
It's all a plan to bubble up these advertisements into your shit. TikTok is a conspiracy. Like them niggas are taking your information in order to sell you shit. Like that. Yes, there is a conspiracy. Yeah, like all those things fall into conspiring.
It's a conspiracy, but they ain't trying to kill you. Sometimes they're just trying to sell you shit,
bro. Like they're trying to get you to consume.
Yeah, Google isn't here to look at taking all this information and selling it to people to make some poison to kill you. They're selling it to companies
to kill your pockets.
Figure out to kill your pockets.
Like
so you can keep buying. Well, what's the next you want to buy on Amazon?
So you can die in debt.
Yeah. That's what they want to kill you.
You know what I mean?
They don't need to bust down your door. They're trying to bust down your wallet.
Yeah, dying ain't enough. Dying doesn't do anything for them unless you die in debt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that means we've literally sucked everything possible out of you. You know what I mean? So you die in the negative. Mm-hmm. And hopefully you're married or some shit so we could try and recoup some shit from you on that end.
It's like generational curses have evolved into generational debt.
Yeah.
That's the curse.
Yeah, that's the curse.
That's the thing that follows you.
And that's the conspiracy.
That's some shaman in the mountains somewhere saying your fourth grandson in 150 years is going to do X, Y, and Z. Like, no, nigga, here's his loan.
Yeah.
Sign it.
And...
You fuck it up, I get rights to your first children.
Right.
They pay for that debt now.
New slaves.
Same shit. For real, new slaves.
But yeah, we just
straight up
pivot into some sports shit. I didn't even want to get like
how about some sports conspiracies?
Mookie Betts and Dodgers expected to agree to 13-year, $380 million.
Get your money, Mookie.
Deal.
Get your money, Mookie. Get your money, Mookie.
Since the Red Sox didn't want to pay him.
13 years, how many years? How much money?
$380 million.
13 million.
13 years.
You do the math.
Divided by 13. Oh, 29 mil.
29 mil. Get your money, Mookie.
29 mil a year.
Get your money, homie. Congratulations.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
We always happy to see a black man get his money.
Hey.
Even when the Red Sox don't want to fucking pay him. Even though ticket prices are fucking insane. You know what I mean? Pieces of fuck. Oh, man. We just won a fucking World Series. We've been making money hand over fucking fist. John Henry has been... Yo, who does John Henry owe? Who does he owe?
Jeffrey Epstein, maybe. Who knows?
There we go. Episode 11. Episode 11. But nah, you said if sports conspiracy theories, like, shit.
Deflategate. That's his conspiracy theory. Any Super Bowl that the Patriots won, there's a conspiracy behind
everything.
It. Everything's a conspiracy.
Everything. Because these niggas want to hate. Niggas want to hate. It's cool. It's cool. I mean,
sports conspiracy theories. MJ's father's passing away because he apparently has some type of gambling addiction or has some gambling debt. That was always ridiculous to me. Yeah. Especially when they found the murderers. You know, just two black guys who just robbed somebody. Is that simple?
Then you get into like, ain't that a little too easy?
Not for the time he got murked.
Yeah, for conspiracy theorists, that's fodder for them.
It's
you know what I mean? They're like, oh, of course it's two black guys. You know what I mean?
In a black neighborhood.
Yeah.
Who had a criminal record in the neighborhood where the victim actually did live in was from. No. Michael Jordan, who was worth more money than God at the time.
Because, Jeremy, black people, once you get money,
the mafia money.
You're supposed to be above petty crime shit. Jeremy, you're Michael Jordan's father. You're royalty. You're above black.
Terrible.
You know what I mean? Like, he's black, but he's not black.
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Damn, I'm trying to think, like, sports conspiracy theories or sports. I feel like a lot of scandals is just.
Well, here's the thing is, that's what it is. It goes from being conspiracy theory to scandal.
Yeah.
Because if you look at, like, remember the Saints with Bountygate, right?
Right.
That was that's a conspiracy theory. They wouldn't do that. Now it's a scandal because we found out that
right, because it's true. Yeah, like is a scandal just a true conspiracy theory?
Because there's a lot of conspiracy theories. So think of all the scandals that happen, but they start off in the conspiracy theories because people are like, oh no.
Yeah. Bill Clinton ain't fucking his 21-year-old, press intern.
Yeah.
Like
the Houston Astros are still in signs. They're gonna win a World Series with it.
Yeah.
And then one of the coaches for that team is gonna go to another team who gets accused of it, and they win a World Series.
And then they have to fire him.
Yeah.
Yo, free Alex Cora, man. He ain't do shit. He did.
Nah, Alex did that.
He
shit.
did.
Alex did that shit.
He did. But we ain't taking down that banner.
No.
Suck my dick.
Suck my dick.
Like,
still counts.
Nah. Yeah, nigga. Come take it down. Come take it down, my nigga. The fuck? Come take it down.
We cheated fair and square.
Yeah, just like, yo, niggas be cheating, bro. Niggas, baseball be cheating, bro. Niggas be cheating, bro.
This is a sport
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
When I found out it's legal for you to fake, like you gave the ball back to the pitcher and just hold on to it, and then when the runner steps off the bag, you can just tag him out. I'm like, that is some sneaky ass underhanded shit. Like, no. pie tar, freaking the live
Shit
ball
on the
era,
cap.
the shit on the
The
cap,
dead ball era.
Oh my goodness,
Shoeless Joe Johnson and shit with the White Sox
the
fucking
whole
scandal.
team. Oh my goodness,
Come on, G.
Oh man,
Come on, y'all think that shit ended, bro?
No.
And they still ain't let my nigga Pete Rose in the Hall of
Nope.
Fame. Y'all niggas
Still
is
ain't
shady.
Pete.
Free
My
Pete.
homie Pete.
Man.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
But yeah, is there anything else?
Nah, man, we Gucci.
Man. That's it for episode
That's it for
11.
our conspiracy bag.
Yeah. We got to think of the Loomies. We got to think of another title for this shit. But yo, anyways.
Jaylen Maxwell says and suicided herself. Hashtag.
Yeah. Yo, suicided herself.
That's how you know. That's how bad conspiracy theories have gotten. Right? We have whole new terminology now. Be careful, motherfucker. You can get suicided.
You get suicided out here, my G. Remember how they suicided fucking D'Angelo and fucking The Wire?
Yes.
They suicided him. That's what that is. And they suicided Aaron Hernandez. Peace.
We out.